Have you ever felt like you were drowning in the sea of emotions, unable to let go of someone who once meant the world to you? Perhaps a relationship ended, or a friendship drifted apart, and the emotional weight feels unbearable. If so, you're not alone. Emotional attachment and the pain of letting go are universal experiences. But what if there was a way to navigate these turbulent waters with grace and strength? Welcome to our channel. Today, we're exploring the ancient wisdom of Stoicism and how it can help us emotionally detach from someone while maintaining inner peace. Emotional detachment doesn't mean we stop caring or become indifferent. Rather, it's about finding a healthy balance where our peace of mind isn't dependent on others. Stoicism offers practical strategies for achieving this balance, helping us to navigate our emotions and relationships with wisdom and resilience. Before we dive into the Stoic principles and techniques for emotional detachment, let's first explore the different scenarios where we might find ourselves negatively attached to someone. Understanding these situations can help us recognize the patterns of our emotional dependencies and set the stage for applying Stoic wisdom effectively. Romantic relationships often evoke the most intense emotions and attachments. When a romantic relationship ends, the sense of loss can be overwhelming. You might find yourself constantly thinking about your ex-partner, replaying memories, and longing for their presence. This emotional attachment can prevent you from moving forward and finding peace. Consider a situation where a long-term relationship ends abruptly. You might feel abandoned, betrayed, or unworthy. These feelings can lead to obsessive thoughts and behaviors, such as repeatedly checking their social media or trying to rekindle the relationship, despite knowing it's over. This kind of attachment can be detrimental to your mental and emotional well-being. In such cases, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own thoughts and actions. We cannot control the actions or feelings of our ex-partner, but we can work on our response to the situation. By practicing self-reflection and mindfulness, we can begin to detach from the emotional turmoil and find a path to inner peace. Friendships, too, can be a source of deep emotional attachment. When a close friendship starts to fade, whether due to distance, life changes, or disagreements, the sense of loss can be profound. You might feel a void and struggle to accept that the dynamic has changed. Imagine a friendship where you were once inseparable, but now you barely talk. You might find yourself clinging to memories, hoping to restore the closeness you once shared. This attachment can lead to feelings of loneliness and desperation, impacting your overall happiness. Stoic philosophy encourages us to accept the impermanence of all things, including friendships. By understanding that change is a natural part of life, we can learn to appreciate the time we had with our friends without becoming overly attached. Practicing gratitude for the good times and being open to new connections can help us move forward. Marriages, built on a foundation of deep emotional bonds, can also be challenging when those bonds start to fray. When a marriage faces difficulties or ends in divorce, the emotional impact can be devastating. You might feel a profound sense of failure, guilt, or loss. Consider a marriage where infidelity or irreconcilable differences lead to separation. The emotional attachment to your spouse can make it incredibly hard to let go, even when you know the relationship is no longer healthy. You might struggle with feelings of anger, betrayal, and sadness. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own virtues and to live in accordance with nature. In the context of a troubled marriage, this means acknowledging your own worth and striving to maintain your integrity regardless of the actions of your spouse. By concentrating on your own growth and well-being, you can begin to detach emotionally and find peace. Family relationships, while often a source of support and love, can also become a source of emotional attachment that leads to pain. Conflicts, misunderstandings, and differing values can strain these bonds, leaving you feeling emotionally tied and unable to detach. Imagine a situation where a family member's behavior consistently causes you distress. Whether it's a controlling parent, a manipulative sibling, or an ungrateful child, the emotional attachment to these relationships can lead to a cycle of hurt and frustration. Stoicism teaches us the importance of setting healthy boundaries and practicing forgiveness. By recognizing that we cannot control the actions of our family members, but we can control our responses, we can begin to detach from the negative emotional impact. This doesn't mean cutting ties, but rather approaching the relationship with a balanced perspective and a focus on your own well-being. Now that we've explored these scenarios, let's delve into the Stoic principles and techniques that can help us navigate these emotional attachments and find peace. Stoicism provides a profound framework for understanding and nurturing all types of relationships. By focusing on what we can control, committing to virtuous behavior, managing our expectations, embracing the practice of amor fati, and engaging in self-reflection, gratitude, and honest communication, we can cultivate deeper and more meaningful connections. In our previous videos, we've discussed various aspects of Stoicism, such as embracing mindfulness, a Stoic guide to living happier, and the Stoic method to prevent disappointment, negative visualization. Building on these themes, today we'll focus on how to emotionally detach from someone using the teachings of three great Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. The Stoics teach us that our peace of mind comes from within and should not be contingent on external circumstances, including our relationships. Epictetus, in his Enchiridion, emphasizes that while we cannot control external events, we can control our own responses to them. This principle is crucial for emotional detachment. Epictetus advises, some things are in our control and others not. When it comes to emotional attachment, understanding this distinction is vital. We cannot control another person's feelings or actions, but we can control our own mindset and reactions. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflects on the transient nature of life. He writes, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." Recognizing the impermanence of relationships can help us approach them with a balanced perspective, appreciating them for what they are without becoming overly attached. By focusing on living virtuously and in accordance with nature, as Marcus Aurelius suggests, we can navigate the end of relationships more gracefully. This means acting with kindness, wisdom, and integrity, regardless of the situation. Seneca, in his letters, advises us to manage our expectations and accept the realities of life. He writes, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Often, our emotional suffering comes from clinging to expectations or desires that are beyond our control. By accepting people and situations as they are, rather than how we wish them to be, we can reduce our emotional suffering. This acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means finding peace in the present moment and focusing on what we can control. To practice emotional detachment, Stoicism offers several practical techniques. One such technique is mindfulness. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminds himself to stay present and grounded in the here and now. By focusing on the present moment, we can prevent our minds from being overwhelmed by past regrets or future anxieties. Journaling is another powerful tool. Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius both use writing to reflect on their thoughts and emotions. By journaling regularly, we can gain clarity on our feelings, identify patterns, and reinforce our commitment to Stoic principles. Seneca also recommends the practice of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. By contemplating potential challenges and losses, we can prepare ourselves emotionally, reducing the shock and impact when they occur. This practice helps us build resilience and maintain our inner peace. In conclusion, emotional detachment is not about becoming cold or indifferent. It's about finding a healthy balance where our inner peace and happiness are not dependent on others. By applying Stoic principles, focusing on what we can control, practicing virtue, managing our expectations, and engaging in mindfulness and reflection, we can navigate the complexities of relationships with wisdom and grace. As we come to the end of this journey into the depths of Stoic wisdom and its application to emotional detachment, it's essential to recap and delve even deeper into the philosophical underpinnings and practical applications of these timeless teachings. The wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca offers profound insights into the human condition, providing us with tools to cultivate inner peace amidst the inevitable changes and challenges of life. Let's begin by revisiting the core Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control. Epictetus, in his Enchiridion, profoundly emphasizes that our peace of mind depends not on external events, but on how we interpret and respond to them. This foundational concept is pivotal when it comes to emotional detachment. Epictetus advises, some things are in our control and others not. This simple yet powerful distinction lies at the heart of Stoic practice. When we apply this principle to our emotional attachments, we begin to see that while we cannot control another person's feelings, actions, or decisions, we have complete authority over our own thoughts, emotions, and responses. Consider a scenario where a romantic relationship has ended. The initial instinct may be to dwell on what went wrong, to replay moments in our minds, or to fantasize about rekindling the relationship. This fixation on the past and on the actions of another person is a clear example of focusing on what is beyond our control. According to Stoic philosophy, this only leads to unnecessary suffering. Instead, Epictetus teaches us to shift our focus inward. By acknowledging that we cannot change the past or control the actions of others, we liberate ourselves from the burden of those thoughts. This doesn't mean we suppress our emotions or ignore our feelings. Rather, it means we engage with them mindfully, allowing ourselves to process the pain without letting it dominate our lives. One practical method to achieve this is through regular self-reflection and journaling. Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius both found solace and clarity in writing. By journaling, we can articulate our thoughts and emotions, gain insights into our patterns of thinking, and reinforce our commitment to focusing on what we can control. This practice not only helps us process our feelings, but also serves as a reminder of our Stoic principles. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, offers profound reflections on the transient nature of life. He writes, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." This perspective encourages us to view all relationships and attachments through the lens of impermanence. By recognizing that change is a natural and inevitable part of life, we can approach our relationships with a balanced perspective. Living in accordance with nature means embracing the reality that all things, including relationships, are temporary. This doesn't mean we should avoid forming attachments or caring deeply for others. Instead, it means appreciating the relationships we have while they last and being prepared to let them go when the time comes. This mindset fosters resilience and helps us maintain our inner peace even in the face of loss. Seneca, in his letters, advises us to manage our expectations and practice acceptance. He writes, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Often, our emotional suffering stems from unmet expectations and desires. By managing these expectations and accepting the realities of life, we can reduce our emotional turmoil. Acceptance, in the Stoic sense, is not about resignation or passive submission. It is an active practice of acknowledging reality as it is without resistance or denial. When we accept that relationships can change, end, or evolve, we free ourselves from the pain of clinging to unrealistic expectations. This acceptance allows us to engage with the present moment fully, appreciating what we have rather than lamenting what we lack. To practice emotional detachment, Stoicism offers several practical techniques. One such technique is mindfulness. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminds himself to stay present and grounded in the here and now. By focusing on the present moment, we can prevent our minds from being overwhelmed by past regrets or future anxieties. Physical activities and mindfulness practices, such as deep breathing exercises, yoga, or meditation, can also help ground us in the present. These practices calm the mind and body, allowing us to process our emotions without becoming consumed by them. By regularly incorporating these activities into our routine, we can strengthen our ability to stay present and maintain our inner peace. Journaling is another powerful tool for emotional detachment. Both Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius use writing to reflect on their thoughts and emotions. By journaling regularly, we can gain clarity on our feelings, identify patterns in our thinking, and reinforce our commitment to Stoic principles. This practice not only helps us process our emotions, but also serves as a valuable tool for self-awareness and personal growth. Seneca also recommends the practice of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. By contemplating potential challenges and losses, we can prepare ourselves emotionally, reducing the shock and impact when they occur. This practice helps us build resilience and maintain our inner peace. Applying Stoic principles in our daily lives involves making conscious choices that align with our values and promote our well-being. This includes setting healthy boundaries in our relationships, practicing self-care, and engaging in activities that nourish our mind, body, and spirit. It also means having the courage to make difficult decisions and having honest conversations, even when they are uncomfortable. By approaching these situations with integrity and compassion, we can navigate the complexities of our relationships while staying true to our principles. Developing resilience and inner strength is a key aspect of Stoic practice. Life is filled with challenges, and our ability to face them with courage and equanimity determines our overall sense of well-being. By embracing the Stoic principles of focusing on what we can control, practicing virtue, and accepting the impermanence of all things, we build a foundation of resilience that can withstand life's ups and downs. As we reflect on our journey, it's important to acknowledge our growth and progress. Stoic practice is not about achieving perfection, but about continuous improvement and striving to live in accordance with our values. By celebrating our successes and learning from our challenges, we can maintain a positive and growth-oriented mindset. Fostering compassion and empathy is also central to Stoic practice. While emotional detachment helps us maintain our inner peace, it does not mean we should become indifferent to the suffering of others. On the contrary, Stoicism teaches us to approach others with kindness, understanding, and empathy. By cultivating these qualities, we can build deeper and more meaningful connections with those around us. Acts of kindness and support not only benefit others, but also enrich our own lives. By giving freely and selflessly, we strengthen our sense of purpose and fulfillment. This creates a positive cycle of compassion and connection, enhancing our overall well-being and the quality of our relationships. Embracing the Stoic way of life means committing to a path of continuous growth, self-awareness, and virtuous living. It involves making intentional choices that align with our values and contribute to our well-being and the well-being of others. By living in accordance with Stoic principles, we cultivate a deep sense of inner peace, resilience, and fulfillment. Reflecting on our journey with a sense of peace and gratitude allows us to appreciate the progress we've made and the lessons we've learned. Gratitude is a powerful practice that shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering a positive and abundant mindset. By regularly practicing gratitude, we enhance our overall sense of happiness and contentment. Integrating Stoic practices into your daily routine involves creating habits that support your well-being and growth. This includes setting aside time for journaling, mindfulness, and self-reflection. By making these practices a regular part of your life, you reinforce your commitment to Stoic principles and create a foundation of inner peace and resilience. Mindful activities and self-care are essential components of Stoic practice. By taking care of your mind, body, and spirit, you ensure that you are in the best possible state to navigate life's challenges. This includes regular exercise, healthy eating, adequate rest, and engaging in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Building a supportive community is also crucial for your well-being and growth. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share your values and principles creates a positive and encouraging environment. This community can provide support, accountability, and inspiration as you continue on your Stoic journey. Participating in Stoic study groups or discussions can deepen your understanding of Stoic philosophy and provide opportunities for meaningful connections. Sharing insights, experiences, and challenges with others fosters a sense of belonging and mutual support. By engaging with a community, you enhance your practice and contribute to the collective growth and well-being of others. As we conclude this exploration of Stoicism and emotional detachment, it's important to take a moment for final reflections and gratitude. Reflect on your journey, the progress you've made, and the lessons you've learned. Acknowledge the challenges you faced and the resilience you've developed. By approaching your journey with gratitude, you foster a positive and abundant mindset, enhancing your overall sense of happiness and fulfillment. Embracing Stoic wisdom and integrating its practices into your daily life can transform the way you navigate relationships and challenges. By focusing on what you can control, practicing virtue, managing expectations, and engaging in mindfulness and self-reflection, you cultivate a deep sense of inner peace and resilience. This journey is not about achieving perfection, but about continuous growth and living in alignment with your values. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out our previous videos, Embracing Mindfulness, a Stoic Guide to Living Happier, and the Stoic Method to Prevent Disappointment, Negative Visualization, for more insights on living a resilient and peaceful life. Until next time, stay strong and keep growing.